Good evening, everyone. I'm 2 minutes late, and I apologize. And worse than that, I had it in my head that I turned over the website just earlier this week, and it appears as I'm logging in that I did not do that. And so we are, I think we're going to do a reprise of last week's lesson since I didn't do anything to the website. And we will, we'll go with that. What do you think? It's all right. It's all right. And we may make some changes as we go along tonight. So, at least at the moment, the plan is to redo our diatonic notes and scales in C, except instead of doing C sharp, we'll do D. And then I think we'll play Kumbaya and Buffalo Gals again. We'll do I don't know if we'll do Daisy Bell again. We might as well. And I know last week we did not have a chance to play By the Light of the Silvery Moon, so we'll probably toss that in. So I do apologize. I thought, like, I was positive coming in. I was like, I already did the website, because usually I like to do the website shortly after we do the class. I turn the website over, and looks like nothing happened this week. So what are you gonna do? Things happen. Just one of those times when you're like, man, my brain, it just rounds stuff off a little bit more than it should. And here we are. All right, so let's take a look at, let me find my back shop information here. All right, let's see. And hopefully, you need to turn the humidifier off. You don't need to listen to that. All right, so let's start with our warm-up scales on your C harmonica. And where's my harmonica stuff? Harmonica. All right. And let's do diatonic notes in C is the piece. Vic says, sound is good. Things are happening here too. Oh, good. I'm glad you get it, Vic. I apologize. Yeah, I could have sworn I was walked in. I was like, I'm so glad I did the website earlier this week so that we're ready to go tonight, and I didn't get it. It's the same thing. It's exactly a week old, 2 weeks old now, and yeah. So we'll play those songs again. They're lovely tunes. All right, so for the C major scale to the A minor scale, this helps us warm up our harmonica, and let's give it a try. All right, let's start with the blow 4. Remember, do the C major scale twice, and then the A minor scale twice. Okay? Oh, calm down, Gary. When I realized I screwed that up, I was like, your anxiety level goes up. It doesn't help to be anxious when you're playing the harmonica. From the top, blow 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phew. There we go. My nose is running. All right. Good. So we'll just repeat last week's lessons. It's fine. They're good songs. KMOS live from Florida. Honer Special Diatonic Harmonica on the way from Amazon. Yes. using a blues harp squirreled away from a significant other. Shh! Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Um, the beautiful part about harmonicas is everybody has one in that drawer in the kitchen, and you don't know that you have one in that drawer in the kitchen, but there's one in there. Everybody has a harmonica in the drawer in the kitchen, and if you look, there's one in there. So yeah, you just use that one. It's fine. Yeah, you'll like the special 20s. This one, I've been playing this for years and years, and I love it because it's got a good tone. It's made out of plastic, so every once in a while I run it under hot water and then dry it out so to clean it up a little bit, and that's all I do ever. Right? And if you get the harmonicas, they're made out of wood, probably do sound a little better, but taking care of them is such a difficult process that I don't have the patience for it. And so I think these special 20s are, and I read lots of places where professionals like these as well, probably for the same reasons I like them. They just don't have time to mess around. And yeah, so I think you'll enjoy it. K-Mols. All right, let's play Kumbaya again this week. It was so good last week. I thought we would just do a reprise of it. And next week we'll have I'll get this website turned over for real, not just in my head. All right, Kumbaya. Shoot. H-I-J-K. How do you spell K? H-I-J-K-L. Isn't it convenient that they put the alphabet in alphabetical order? Okay, Kumbaya. Remember, we always talk about it, these long notes. These long notes are where the problem is in harmonica. And in any musical instrument, long notes are tendency as musicians is to come in early. So really be counting in your head as you get to them. We'll play it 3 times through, and kind of on a snappy pace today, right? We're gonna get through By the Light of the Silvery Moon this afternoon, and I want to make sure, or this evening or this morning, wherever you are when you're watching this replay, we'll go at a snappier pace, and that means those longer notes are less long, but it also means you got to be on your game for the short notes, right? All right, let's give it a try. All right, 2-beat counting, and then blow 4. 1, 2. Very nice. Yeah, just a really pretty tune. The nice part about playing that over and over and over again is it really gives you a chance to try to work on the overall tones of your coming out of your harmonica. That's just a day when all of a sudden you start being able to bend the notes a little bit, when you're able to keep the same note and get it a little louder and a little quieter, and start shaping the sound that's coming out of your instrument more than just hitting the note, right? You're just trying to hit the note, but you're actually hitting the note in a meaningful way. And that song is really good for trying to develop that nice tone to it. All right, Buffalo Gals. All right, Buffalo Gals. Okay. This is a really long song, and so it's probably worth it if you know all the words. The words are very funny, and so I like them. Remember, in measure 15, I have a typo. Measure 15, under the word dance, it says -6. Cross that out and put -7, and you'll be much happier with the way the song goes. All right. I don't know, how fast is this on the? Is this too fast on the thing? It's not too fast. Let's try an ensemble version of that. Okay, it's 2.5 minutes long, and it's got all of the notes. And so let's play with that. Okay. This is what you're supposed to be doing at home, but probably aren't, or maybe you are. I don't know. This will help us make sure we're on track. So that's at 120, kind of a snappy little pace. And so get your harmonica ready. Don't hold it upside down like I'm doing. And let's play with the recording. Ready? Speed 3-beat count, and then we go. And if you mess up, you mess up. You just move forward. Okay? Here we go. And click. Oh, did I not put a count in on that? I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to go click, go. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, click. I made a zillion mistakes. That probably is too fast. All right, so I'm going to slow it down on the computer to 100 BPM with a count in, and I think that'll help. it's interesting how I was missing all the notes in one section, and then I'd come around the same time I'd miss them in a different section. Come around again, miss them in a completely different section. So that means it's just not right. You just haven't practiced enough. But that's kind of what it's not a bad idea to practice that and mess things up a few times and figure out, like, usually I find I'm messing up always in the same spots. But this one I was just messing up a little bit everywhere. I think my brain was panicking. That's kind of fun to do. I hope that you do that once in a while at home. Play with these things. I think every last MP3 on the website's a little too fast for casual play, and so I will probably try one of these days. I keep promising to do it, and I keep not getting to it, just to slow everything down. At least do that part first. I can do that without just a few clicks, but yeah, there you go. Kind of fun. Vic is laughing. Yeah, right. I hope she's laughing at me, and her playing was just beautiful, right? Just got hit every note. She's a better musician than I am. All right, so enough with that. Enough of that. That was fun. All right, not good, but fun, right? Not good, but fun. Who cares if it's good? All right, let's see. Chromatic scales. Grab your chromatic scales. Now, I know positively, for sure, I don't know that positively, for sure, that we did 1 and 2. So I believe tonight we were going to do the D flat major. Now, let's talk music theory for a moment. It's important. C sharp, if you look at the piano, you look, here's a C, it's lovely, good note. We don't know why musicians made that the most important note, but it is. If you go to the black key right above that, it's a C sharp. Okay. Now, if you are on the C key and you go one note to the right on the white key, it's a D, right? So it's C, C sharp, D, C, C sharp, D. And if you come down, it's D, D flat, C. So C sharp and D flat are the same note, or the same button on a piano. Okay, they're exactly the same button. So it would stand to reason, if you were a normal human being going through your life, that C sharp and D flat should result in basically the same kind of scale. But if you look at this, it's not even close. It is complete crazy sauce compared to C sharp. C sharp, everything is sharp, all the sharps going up, all the sharps going down, it's all sharps, right? D flat, 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 not flat, 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 not flat, 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 not flat, 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 not flat, okay? And then you stop, and when you get the high note, it's a flat. Coming down, flat, not flat, 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 not flat, 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 not flat, 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 not flat, flat, flat. Right? So there's some part of you that's like, that is stupid. Probably in the real world, D flat actually gets played more often than C sharp, simply because lots and lots of brass instruments are flatted instruments, and so there's a lot of people playing flat keys in wind instruments. Guitar, ukulele, those other instruments, we prefer sharps because everything is, well, I'm here and I'm going to move up, so that feels sharpish, and so we tend to play more in sharp keys. So ironically, C sharp is super easy to play on a harmonica. You just hold the button down the whole time. D flat, you really ought to be on your game. You got to be on your game. Now, in the real world, if we sat down and we played these together, you play C sharp, I play D flat, we will sound the same. It's the same exact scale in your ear, but on paper it's quite a bit different. It's sort of it's full of crazy sauce, right? And there are reasons for this. It's all math. It all works out in somebody's head somewhere. At some point in the history of music, this made sense, and so here we are. I believe in my heart very much that the reason they went with this system is it excluded the common folk. Like, common people were like, I don't know what this is. It's weird. I'm not doing it. I'll just go listen to you in concert. And the people who were in the music business were like, yeah, good. That's what we want. We don't want you competing against us. We want you sitting in the audience. And so I feel very strongly that this system was created by elite, privileged not necessarily generous-minded people, and the other reason they do this way is that you have to take lessons to even begin to get. And then so here we are, right? And we're going to play D flat. It's going to sound a whole lot like C sharp. Note for note, it's going to sound exactly the same. But man, we're going to work our little brains out on this instrument. Okay, so kind of fun. One of those things that sort of cause you to go like, those people, and then you sit down and you play the scale. Now, I'm going to make a bazillion mistakes along here, but the key, I think, is remember blows and draws. Keep an eye on that. You know, blow, draw, and then if there's something extra hanging around on the note, push the button in, right? So blow, draw, 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 blow, draw, blow, blow, draw, 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 and then just pay attention to, oh, button, not button, 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 not button, 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 not button. Try to remember if there's two buttons in a row, don't let up on the button, okay? Easier said than done. Now, we're not going to go super fast, so hopefully you get every single one of these, and it'll be great, okay? 1, 2, D flat major, measure number 3, 2 times through. 1, 2, ready, play. Yeah, I got most of them, not all of them. All right, so a lot more challenging, right? And got a lot more fun in a lot of ways. It'd be fun to get that one really fast, right? So that you could do it almost from body feel. That's one of the things about harmonica that's different than some of the other instruments I like, is that you can start to feel harmonica and what your body's supposed to do, and you're just kind of know when you're supposed to move your head and this sort of stuff. It gets where there's definitely some muscle memory involved in it. Not that there aren't in every instrument, but this one in particular feels like, boy, if I played this a little bit every day, I'd really get where I could do something with it. And it's lovely to play it every day. All right, good job on that. D flat major. And if you look next week, D major, one more button up on the piano. It only has 2 sharps. The F's and C's are sharp, so there's a lot less button pushing, which sometimes lulls you into falling asleep. So next week we'll see how we do. All these require your brain to be fully engaged, I think. You probably agree with me as you were playing that. You're like, I have to stay on top of this, or bad things are going to happen. All right, let's go take a look at Daisy Bell. And Daisy Bell can be played diatonic or chromatic. Okay, so I want, let's how should we do this? How about this? Why don't I play diatonic first and you play chromatic, and then we'll stop when we get to the bottom to do the repeat, and then I'll play chromatic and you do whatever you want. How about that? Okay, so play chromatic this time against me. So I'll be playing the higher voicing and you'll be playing the lower voicing, and we will sound amazing together. All right. I'm being brave because I know there's 9s in here, and you're like, oh boy, I hope that goes well. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Okay, but you're playing the chromatic, so you're going to play a lower voicing, and it's going to be great. Okay. one time through just this way, then we'll stop. I will switch harmonicas. You can decide if you want to then switch or not. Okay? 1, 2. That's a little faster than that. And remember, it's 2-beat count in. Pay attention to the standard notation here. It's not Daisy, I mean, it's faster. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. That's what we're looking for there. Okay? 1, a little bit slower than that though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ew. No, kind of squeaky tonight. I don't know. Did that sound cool at your house with you doing the low voicing? All right, I'm going to switch to the other harmonica now, which is easier, right? And let's see how we do. Now, maybe we play, maybe you stick with the same instrument, or if you're brave, switch to the other one, see what happens. Okay, see if you can do it better than I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, dun. I shouted that note, didn't I? How do you think? I love that song. I don't know why. I always have. I just think it's pleasant. All right. Reason we can play it on both instruments. In your head, you have a one answer, right? Patience. Let your answer come unfold in your noggin. There are no sharps or flats anywhere in the song. And so when you see a song like that with no sharps or flats, and it's in the key of C, you got a pretty good chance that you can arrange it for both diatonic and chromatic in the key of C, and they'll both work. Okay, not that many songs will work in that situation, but a lot of the traditional songs will. When you get to those songs that have been around 100 years, they're stick around for 100 years because they have a good melody and they're not a bunch of crazy sharps and flats all over the place, and because they're easy to sing, and people like that. All right, so now for our final thing tonight, I want to jettison I'll Fly Away for a while. I think that went pretty well last week, and so we'll put that on ice here in classes. If you like the song, keep playing it at home. We should talk about practice in just a second, but let's pull up By the Light of the Silvery Moon. Now, what I did do, I was listening to the ukulele orchestra working on this, and they're playing it quite a bit slower than is here, right? And we're playing it slower than the original. My original was really blasting through, and I think they decided that's too hard at that speed, and I know I have decided it's too hard at that speed. And so what I want you guys to know is it's perfectly fine if you're struggling with the speed on this to play it slower. Second thing, remember we have two By the Light of the Silvery Moons. We have the 2022 version. That is just the chorus, and it can be played on diatonic or chromatic in C on the high end of the chromatic, or the chromatic in C on the low end. Okay, so that is just the chorus. What we want to play is the orchestral version, which is January 1st, 2025. And what we want to do is we're not gonna play to the recording because the recording is too fast, and I know I won't be able to do it. So we'll play it a little bit slower. You'll play with me, and we'll do the best we can in that regard. And then we will start at measure 5, and we will play through to the bottom, and then we will count in the silence from 55. So 55 is a whole note, so we'll play that measure. Then 56 we will count, and then that sends us back to measure 1. So we'll count, 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 and then we'll come back in at measure 5. So we'll actually have 5 measures of just straight counting. This is something that orchestral musicians have to do all of the time, and it never changes. I worked with a professional trumpet player who'd been playing for 60, 70 years. He was a very well-trained trumpet player, and we had a kind of a long gap in the music where we were sitting waiting for our turn to come back in, and he counted the entire time. Right, and so this is many years into the business, and it's just part of what you do as an ensemble musician. So, so it's good practice for us. So remember, when you get to 55, blow that full 4 beats, and then 56, you just start counting. Okay, 56, back to 1, back to 2, back to 3, back to 4, and then play 5. Okay, and not fast tonight. All right, this will be a big wrap up for the evening. So it should take us a pretty good about 4 minutes, 5 minutes to play this. Okay. Also, I mentioned this last time we played this. These rests are important. If you look at measure 5, place, rest, park, rest, scene, rest, dark, rest, silvery moon is shining through the trees. Okay, so you want those rests to mean something. When you're playing a fretted instrument or a piano, sometimes it sort of gets a little mushy around rests, but on ours, we just stop blowing it and it stops making sound, and so you can actually do the rest properly. All right, and remember, you got to push the button once every other stave or so. Is that about what we're looking at? Not very often, just enough to mess you up, right? There is no button pushing on page 2. So it looks like we got a button at 10, button at 17. Is that it? That's it. all of that work for 2 buttons. All right, let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that's a minus sign from measure 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 56, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, go. Boom! Isn't that fun? That is kind of a challenging piece to play, right? There are lots of places to mess you up, but overall, it sounds really cool on this. And so I'm going to slow down by the light of the Silvery Moon even further so that we really can play it as an ensemble piece. It's not that hard of a piece to play, but it isn't. It's in terms of skill set, but in just getting everything just so and just right, it's pretty challenging, pretty fun. And so I hope you're having a good time with that one. I will get the website turned over this week and make sure we have all new music for next week. Not all new, but all updated music. And then I will Then I will stop apologizing for not getting things done. I am struggling with my schedule as usual, and things changed quite a bit here the last few weeks, and I am really trying to catch up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys that are watching this in replay, and send me a note if you have questions, if you see mistakes in the sheet music, whatever it is. I'm always delighted to hear from you. And by a special 20 and by what's this called? Forerunner, East Top Forerunner in C, and your life will be a better place to be. Have a great night, you guys. Oh, I'm doing ukulele in a minute, so if you want to play ukulele with me, come do that. Peace.